Guys, listen up. What is marriage? Before we get to the stage of marriage, we look for someone that fits the description of someone that we'd like to spend the rest of our lives with. Then we think about marriage after. But the reality, the question that I really like to answer is, how do you know this is the one for you? The popular belief system that we have, I would say Christian belief, not Judaism, not Muslim. Christian belief that we should only have one wife, and that one person will fulfill that purpose of living together, and then a continuation of our life continues, and then eventually we part through death do us part. The reality of the matter is that's not always the case. But first we get into the idea that that when you meet that person, like if you pray for that person, earnestly ask God to show you that person, then God will fulfill this desire for you. And then now when you find that person, you then say admittedly that this is the one. 100% you believe this is the one because God have given it to you. Is that a reality? The reality that this person, you meet up with this person and you can feel or know that God gave this person to you. No, we can say this for sure based on your belief system, which is probably not, you can't really, the belief system under the guidance of the church, under the guidance of theology, that when you go to church, Bible, understand this, the principles that you have been taught growing up, that you have been taught through church, you feel in your mind through this belief system that everything that you know, it is true, you understand it, accept it to be true. So therefore, you perceive this as reality, as truth. So when you perceive this as a truth, and you go out and you meet someone, you have a feeling, and this feeling says, this is a person. Don't know what that feeling is, really. You might, some people explain it as, hey, I don't know, I just feel this way. It's a feeling, a belief. The fact of the matter is we cannot predict the future, so therefore you call it a feeling, because no one knows the future. So you have to call it a feeling and a belief, which means that it's just something that you said, I just know it. Nothing really tangible, and nothing that you can factual evidence that this person is the one. Because anything can happen tomorrow. I mean, future is not for us to know. We don't know the future. None of us do. So you believe. But is it possible that your feeling, is kind of tied up, into your reality of what's happening, which means that not necessarily real. It's just a feeling. And if your subconscious mind and your mind, which is the reality that you perceive and understand, when whatever intellect, doctrines, information, intelligence that you have, then you tie this up into your belief of reality, and then that reality becomes real, which means that, this is what it means really. When you meet a woman, the first time you met a woman, and then you felt it was real, because you want it to be real, and because you want this person to be the one. You have some ideas of what you would like this person to look like, what you would want them to be like, some of the traits that they have, the personalities, and it fits into that description of your reality in your mind. So you said, I knew this was the one, and then you associated and said, God tells me this is the one, or God bring this one to me. But really, is it possible that it's just your reality is playing out in real life, which means that this person fits your description, your reality of what you would like to happen. Not necessarily God, but your reality. Look at an example. If you have a wife, and I'm pretty sure when you met that wife, you said, hey, this was the one. You told your wife that, at least. I know you did. Because if you did not tell your wife that, you would not be married to that woman today. You tell your wife that. Unless you were deceiving her. Because how would you go ahead and marry someone if you did not feel that was the one? That would have been deception. And as a Christian, you know that would be wrong. So how can you deceive somebody to make them believe you're going to be there for them until death do us part? And then in the same time, in the back of your mind, you feel that's not the person. So comes to a point where that person didn't work out, bad relationship ends, you guys have problems, find out that maybe after 5 years, 6 years, whatever, 2 years, you find out that you guys grew apart, don't love each other anymore, was the wrong person. What do you say then? Hey, some people might say stuff like, hey, possibly you didn't pray well enough, or you didn't pray for that person, or you went ahead before God. All of these ideas will come up. These ideas, with no true, reasoning behind it. Is, just people flying words. You know what I mean? And so now you meet a second woman. What are you going to say to the second woman now? The same thing that you said to the first one. Hey, I knew this was the right one. That's the same thing you're going to say again. Or else you would not marry this person. Or else how can you marry a person if you did not see them to be the right one? Which means that both of these women that you have met, you felt like they were the right one. Right one. You said one. Not right two, right one. Which means that you can have multiple love relationships over a period of time, not just one. So if you want to see the idea that you have one marriage did not work out because that was not the one, that's not true. That was still the one. Fact that something doesn't work out doesn't mean it was not right. You have to understand this. Playing of words and playing of games, the which Christian church likes to do a lot. Different realities, people come up with different arguments to justify what have happened. And does something have to be have to work out until the end for you to, do you have to see the end result for you to know it's the one? That's what I'm saying. None of us can see the end result. So for us to say this is the one, it's still speculation, but it is the one as we know it now in the present, right? So we can go ahead and say this is the one for sure. We don't know tomorrow, and this will be hard for us to say maybe this is not the one. We don't know. So it is the one as if how we know it today. Furthermore, if you have another traditional viewpoint, religious viewpoint, for example, a Muslim, which, through their doctrines and teachings, and for all the experiences in life, what they have taught growing up, they will say the similar thing that you say, but not to one person. Yeah, they will say this is the one, the first wife, and if they have 5 wives, they will say the same thing to the 5 wives. This is the one, this is the one, and so forth for all 5 wives. Christianity will say it for one. So then the point then is, what is the reality of understanding, of understanding the information how it's put inside your mind, reality, how this information is fed to you, and how you play it out in real life. You know what I mean? And for anyone to say then that, it is not their belief or their concept or reality that really defining some of the decisions that they made, then that would not be true, right? So how would we actually to say, if a guy come to you as a Muslim, have 5 wives, can you say to him that there's no way all of these wives can be the one, because you were in a different system of reality where you only consider one to be the one? So think about this, guys, and let's not fool ourselves, and let's try to reason things out properly, and so we can have a conclusive argument in the end. So that is it for now, and I'll continue this another time.